Hello and welcome to The One Show with Matt Baker.
And Alex Jones.
Now tonight we are very, very excited, aren't we?
Amazing.
Because our guest is a hilarious Hollywood heavyweight with a long list of talents to his name.
He's actually our ultimate guest.
He is ultimate guest.
Iconic comic.
Award-winning actor.
Playwright.
Magician.
Showman.
Author.
Composer.
And banjo player.
He is amazing on the banjo. It is Steve Martin.
The Steve Martin.
The Steve Martin and the Steve Canyon. How welcome you are.
Stab you with my banjo.
Oh, that's
stick.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Nice to see
Thank you. That was the shortest banjo song I've ever played. I want you to know that.
Absolutely tremendous. And you've just, you've made your way over here, really, from playing the banjo for
I'm exhausted
Obama.
from the walk.
But Capitol Hill, 4th of July, you were playing your banjo for President Obama. How was it?
Well, actually, we played on the Capitol lawn. You have a rehearsal shot there up because there's no audience, but there was 500,000 people there. And actually 500,004 because we had 4 guest tickets.
Right.
Okay.
But actually, we played at the White House for the president on a different occasion in the White House for 100 people, including the president. And the fact that I played the banjo at the White House for the president of the United States has to be one of the greatest thrills of his life.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. But I mean, he is a big fan of you playing the banjo and of your films, like Matt and I, of course. I mean, you've starred in some of the most iconic films of the last 30 years.
Well, I'm going to quote that.
There we are. You can have that,
Matt
Steve.
and Alex say...
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, before that, you were a comedian. But
Yes.
would you say that it's music now that's taken centre stage?
Well, it is for a while. You know, my whole career has kind of shifted a little bit, and I've always gone with the flow. I've written books, I've written a memoir, I've written novels, and now I'm... but, you know, what it is really I'm performing live again, and I'm doing music. I did that before when I was doing stand-up. I had a little bit of music in the show. Now I have a lot of music in the show and comedy. We do comedy in the show, too. We have at least a third of it is comedy, or at least what I think of as comedy.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, Steve, let's just indulge ourselves in one of the most iconic movies, Planes, Trains and Automobiles with John Candy.
Belle. Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between 2 pillows. Those aren't pillows.
You know, John Candy was such a sweetheart. And by the way, the shooting of that film, which is the story is about the difficulty of getting from one place to another, planes, trains, and automobiles. The shooting of it was actually quite difficult because we had to chase snow. So we were going through the same troubles that the script indicated. And so John and I, we had a lot of long hours. It was really cold where we were shooting, and so we would amuse ourselves. And we had a recurring joke that we would do with each other, and we would do it. We would never get bored doing the same joke over and over. I would say to him, I would come up to him, I'd say, "How is he?" And John would say, "Not so good." And I would say, "What does the doctor say?" And he would say, "Well, the doctor says he's dead."
He's brilliant.
Crazy. Brilliant. And we're going to be talking about your new album and all sorts of stuff. If they were making a remake, yes, indeed, of Dirty Rotten Scandals 2, and you were going to get your hands on a portrait of some sort, what would you go for? What piece of artwork would you love?
Well, there's a beautiful portrait in the Boston Fine Arts Museum by John Singleton Copley, who was actually an American painter who came to London, was the head of the Royal Academy for a while.
Would it happen to be this one?
Yes, that's a portrait of Paul Revere.
And like Jack Black.
I'd say it's an amazing portrait of Jack Black.
Yeah.
But he was a silversmith and also a famous patriot. I don't want to remind the British of that, though.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Famous American patriot, I should say.
It's an interesting choice, that one, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's a beautiful American portrait. He was a silversmith. You can see he's got a pot in his hand.
He's got the engraving tools,
yes.
hasn't he?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. That's actually the painting, by the way. I stole it.
Right.
Please don't handle it with your thumb.
It's too late. It's fingerprinted all over it.
Yeah.
Now, we noticed there's an amazing illustration, this is it, from inside your album cover.
Yes.
So it's kind of your brain divided up into all the different parts.
Well, I have to say that some artist friends who designed the album did this. You know, it's a little arrogant, but so I said, oh, well, okay, it's your idea. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, a large chunk, we'll
The
call
banjo
it,
player, yes.
Yeah, is dedicated to the banjo playing.
Yes,
So when did you start then playing the banjo?
I started playing when I was about 16 or 17. And I had no musical gifts. By the way, I had no gifts at all. I couldn't act or sing or dance or do anything. And I think that actually contributed to a kind of a quirky way of doing things because I didn't have a conventional way of doing anything.
So you've gone from nothing then to having Paul McCartney singing on the brand new album.
Paul McCartney, I can't believe it.
Now, how did that happen, Steve?
Well, you know, it's too long a story. You know, unless we want to run over in time, but I really just, I knew some friends who knew some friends, and I had met him a couple of times, and very sweet. And I recorded the song that I wrote on the iPhone, and I sent it to him, and you know, we got a little mixed up, and he said, "Okay, I'll do it," and then you know, went on for a couple of months, and we actually set a date to record it, and we were going to fly to him to record the song. And then about 2 days before the date came up, he said, "What part do you want me to sing?" And I said, "What?" I said, "Well, all of it." And he said, "No, I thought I was going to back you up." And I said, "Well, okay, I'll run it." So I ran into the studio and I recorded it as best I could. I said, but I wrote him, I said, "I'm a terrible singer," you know, so I sent him the tape, you know, and so finally we're there, and he drives up, and he's so sweet, and he said, "You know, when you told me you were a terrible singer, I thought you were being humble, but you weren't." And then he sang the whole thing. He was so funny and so sweet.
Well, we have to pick you up on this. The human cannonball.
That was something funny the designers put in, and I looked at it the same way you did. I thought, well, I don't, you know, it's just weird. So, you know.
But this is a new talent you could take up, see?
Yeah.
I could take that up, I guess. I mean, we're high enough.
Yeah.
Do you have a cannon? Can you open the window?
So
maybe don't open the window, and it'd be a nice finish to my career.
Now, of all of the movies that you've made, then, what would be your favourite? What's given you the most laughs?
Well, you know, I don't look at my old movies, so I sort of respond to what people tell me.
Yeah.
I get a lot of feedback from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah.
A lot of feedback from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yeah. Father of the Bride is certainly big.
Father of the Bride.
A lot of fathers come up. My daughter made me watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I get a lot of response from that.
Honestly, my favourite scene from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is you in that buffet car.
Desperate to do
Double turkey sandwich on white, a side order of fries, one of those large knockers, 2 bags of potato chips, a chocolate milk, and 2 beers. Why don't you have a beer? 3 beers. Thank you.
I don't remember that scene.
Oh, you can't remember that scene?
Well,
affected my life.
It's not the one that people quote to me, but anyway.
The jail sequence. I won't do
the
that
jail.
one for you.
Okay.
I mean, we know you're busy on tour with the album, with the band at the minute, but is there another classic in the pipeline?
Huh?
Do we need subtitles?
Well, you know, right now I am fixated on this album and writing music. I'm actually writing a score for a movie in Los Angeles, and one of those animated 3D movies, which is really fun because the banjo is very suitable for an animated film. This happens to be about turkeys, but
Steve, I mean, looking at the collection of stuff, even the human cannonball, that I'm sure you will go on to do.
I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
I'll do it very, very well.
Incredibly talented, juggling everything. What are you happiest doing? Music, acting?
You know, it's kind of, you know, when you're very involved in something and you know, if it's in writing, it can be just the turn of a phrase that makes you happy for the rest of the day. And if you're doing a show, if it's a good show, you feel extremely good for the rest of the day. It's just the little tiny things. If you're writing a song, it can be it's like, wow, that really makes you feel good. So it's the little things that really make you feel good. And
Excellent. Well, we'll be hearing...
in the creative arts, I would say.
Sure, sure. And we'll be hearing some of your
now
music.
Now it's the one show. The one
yeah, this is it.
Me feel very,
this is
very
it,
good.
Steve. This is all about. Anyway, Steve's new album called...
Tomorrow. It's another good one. Loads of seals in it. OK, we've moved over to join Steve's band here, the Steep Canyon Rangers. We're all set. Yes, there they are. Let's give them a big round of applause. Now, Steve, ever since we've been on air, loads of people are getting in contact with us.
Yes.
Interesting emails and all sorts.
Want me
but
off?
Debbie...
Want me off the air?
No. Debbie Hall from Birmingham wants you to do the Pointy Bird poem.
Oh, yes, that's from Man with Two Brains. It goes, oh, pointy birds, oh, pointy, pointy, anoint my head, a 90-90.
Debbie, well, hope that makes you happy.
You do like that. So you're on tour, Steve, with the band. Give us a little flavour then of what the audience will expect to see.
Well, like I say, we do a music show with comedy.
Okay.
There's a lot of chat, but the music is quite serious bluegrass. But we do some comedy songs, but it's we're all serious musicians, but there is a lot of humor in the show.
And how long have you all been together then?
About 5 minutes.
Didn't you meet on holiday? You and your wife were on holiday, and that's where you met.
Yes, we met at a party. Now, yeah, but we started touring together when I made these records, and it's just worked out to be a great collaboration. But the band is they're their own band, but I sort of come in and out like a bad dream. You know?
Okay. and you're off all around Britain. I mean, are you looking forward to this little mini tour?
Very, very much. We played the Royal Festival Hall last year, and it was one of our best shows ever, and that's why we're back.
Super job. Well, Steve, listen, thanks ever so much for coming on tonight. Honestly, it's just been
very
amazing to meet you.
It's been my pleasure.
Honestly, lads, even before you start, thanks ever so much indeed. But we will let yourself get ready now. Steve and the Steep Canyon Rangers album, Rare Bird Alert, is out now.
Yeah, and you can catch them at the Hammersmith Apollo tomorrow night and the Manchester Apollo on Saturday night. Take it away with Jubilation Day.
Okay, I'll just explain a bit that this song is based on the fact that not all breakups are bad. Sometimes a breakup is the best thing that ever happened to you. Here we go. It's called Jubilation Day.
I'm walking away
Like Rupert Murdoch told me.
I'm walking away
My shrink gave his okay.
I'm walking away
The self-help book implored me.
I'm walking away Jubilation Day I'm walking away
My best friends all had warned me.
I'm walking away
Even your mom said you were nuts.
in my dreams
You wear a red cape and a pitchfork.
I'm walking away Jubilation Day I'm walking away
Let me get my things.
I'm walking away
Where'd you hide my banjo strings?
I'm walking away
I'll be over you by
I'm
lunchtime.
walking away Jubilation Day away. I'm walking away.
Let's only remember the good times,
I'm walking away.
like when you were out of town.
I'm walking away.
And you're right, we should always stay in touch.
I'm walking away.
This is your new email address, right?
I'm walking away.
Cheatin' psycho dish throwing freak.uk.
I'm walking away.
Bye.